right, good morning, folks. There might be a little bit of an echo. I hope it's not too terrible. I realize with the summer and my wife working from home, if I want to do more, it's just not feasible for me to have my setup in our office because then I have to kind of only do things in the super early morning. So I figured my basement wasn't a bad idea. But there's no furniture down here because we do get a little bit of water. So hopefully that echo is not too bothersome. Otherwise, I got to move this back up tomorrow. We've got the Raid. I have toyed with it just a little bit. I haven't submitted any scores. I really haven't had time. It launched last night. I was at my in-laws. I've heard a couple of things about how it works. I've seen a few things on Reddit. I've seen a few things on our own Discord. So we're gonna try it out. Egnards Army popping in. Always enjoy that. Good morning. Jailboy, we might get to some roster reviews later today. I want to get this raid out of the way. That's the bread and butter. So if you stick around, there's a possibility. I do most of my roster reviews through Discord, which just kind of helps with getting some information about your account. I don't know how many we're gonna do today. It depends because this is this Sunday. There's nothing in game, right? There's no conquest. There's no TB. It'll be the end of territory wars. I won't have my raid to do, so I am anticipating holding some of my roster reviews for Sunday. So if there's anybody's on that's been looking, I know Black Hammer, you're very dedicated to when you get your shit and everything. But if there's anybody that's looking, that Sunday would be a great day to submit some of that stuff ahead of time. So my day my first shop refresh of the day just popped in. We're gonna kind of just blow through getting this stuff as quickly as possible. I'm hoping. Jackson, I don't know if you saw the stuff on Discord yesterday. I tried to link it to you, but I didn't know your Discord name, and it's not Jackson. So we had a great day. I hope you had a good day as well. But just so you know, I didn't forget about you. And I did post it in general chat, the info, in the hopes that you would see it. Let's see. Anything good here? Well, we'll take that. I 100% remember Ed, and Eddie. Oh, okay. Yeah, so Tailspin, yeah. Oh, J-Rag, okay. Oh, so you did that before yesterday then? Maybe. I don't know. You definitely submit it, because I do know the name. It's on there. Okay. All right, let's see. Those packs that came out yesterday, I'm very happy with them. I don't know, I didn't really look at the ROI. I let other people kind of do the math on that because I was busy. The 1,500 crystal packs, and it seems like at the lowest valuation, it was sort of a break even. I'm in a huge crunch for Cantina Energy right now. So I bought 4 of them. I got 1,200 crystals back, so it wasn't too bad, and I got 1,200, I think 1,500 energy overall, which was also not too bad. It allowed me to bring Stop up, and it allowed me to bring Luminara up, but I mean, looking at my roster, I'd like to get Padme and, yeah, I bought 3 of them. Did I say 4? I meant 3. I bought them, Cap, because I mean, you and I are at different points in the game. You have other things to spend your crystals on. I don't really have much to spend my crystals on, especially after that road ahead. And knowing there isn't going to be this huge meta ship change. I had, I don't know, whatever it was, like 36, 37,000 crystals. And in the short term, I want to get Padawan Obi-Wan and Master Qui-Gon to R9. I might, if that 3-man team for the raid is able to be pretty reliable, I'd like to get Quad May to R9 as well. I'd like to get Luminara to R7 from R5. Who else? The new characters that are coming up, I'm going to need them for Ahsoka. My Separatist team, you know, I know that my Sith are already R7, but like Magna Guard and Super Battle Droid and who else? Stop. I'd like to get to R7 for that as well. So I'm in a huge crunch, and then also having to do the Padawan Obi-Wan shards as well. I'm at a point where I just needed to pull the trigger. They weren't for everybody. The ROI, from what I saw, isn't amazing, which is probably why you passed on it. But for me, in my position, I didn't hate them. Morning, Limestone. Speaking of, well, not speaking of For the Horde, but it kind of reminded me. I was listening to more of the Three Scoundrels this morning with Cap, and they were talking about other mobile games with like the long timers. Like Clash of Clans, right? And you start with like 5-minute timers, then 10-minute timers, then hour-long timers, then 12-hour timers, then 7-day timers. And it brought me back to this old game. I don't know if any of you guys played it. I'm talking about before phone games, before mobile apps. It was a browser-based game called O-Game, which was like a fleet sim where you had to build up these huge fleets. And you had to build up like turrets to protect your planets, and every 8 hours you'd have to send out your fleet so it wouldn't get destroyed. And oh man, that took up my life for like a year. My basement's not bad. We want to finish it. It has the central AC system, so it's completely fine. The only problem is we do get a little bit of water. So like if you look at the bottom, we had to cut 2 feet out of our wall and do mold remediation. And I can't do anything too crazy. Oh, looks like we just lost my game. I can't do anything too crazy with it until until we get that fixed. All right, let's see if we can get this game back in, and then we can get this started. What I need a new PC so I can use the fucking PC client instead of having to rely on attaching my phone. These stupid connectors are old. So give me a minute. I'll keep stalling. I'll put Discord up while I stall. She's probably still sleeping. God damn it. What the fuck? See, you move these fucking things a little bit too much and they get really finicky on you. There we go. I think we're good. Let's pop that back in. Perfect. All right, so let's try this right out. The first thing that I'm excited to do is use my Gungans. We're gonna see if they can auto it, just for the fun of it, right? I played around a little bit yesterday, for 5-10 minutes. Obviously, the raid takes a little bit longer than previously. My Gungans are pretty nicely modded. You know, I took the time, I took the effort, I took the energy. Slan, good morning, man. You're going to be my point man today after these Gungans. We're going to see how they do. And Chris, man, thanks for the congratulations. Yeah, me and Phil did something together, and I guess a bunch of his guys liked it. It was a lot of fun. It was very long. We stayed up very late doing it, but we enjoyed it. It was fun. Probably end up doing it again. All right. All right, so let's see. I did get the Omicron, obviously. The Omicron was only 10 mats, which I really, really enjoyed. I was going to do it anyway. I had committed to that ahead of time. The only one that I'm not committing to is obviously the GC one. I just think that one was kind of fucked up of them to do. Let's see. What are all these things? Character can't be defeated. You dispel all the buffs. Frustration. Yeah, frustration is from me. All right, let's just see. The one thing I'm noticing is that the raid itself, it takes a lot longer. So, you know, I am hoping that a lot of it can be done on auto, because otherwise it's going to be very painful to have to do these things. Yeah, Chris, you know, that's what we're all about on our Discord too, and I enjoy the community of playing the game and talking to people, and that's what it's about, right? That's what I'm here for, is to have fun with you guys. Enjoy something that we all enjoy, which is spending way too much of our time playing a stupid mobile game. You know, I can't really comment on the raid yet. From what I've heard though, is that autoing is pretty similar to playing it manually. And it's really a relic check for players. Just like in the last raid, I'm not gonna mod switch. You know, I'm gonna put in as much effort as you expect Egnards to put into it. If I can find, like, if that 3-man team, that POW, MQ, QJ, Quadmate team needs a manual to do it at R9, you know, maybe that'll be my one manual team. But overall, I'm not planning to do anything crazy. Actually, I very, very briefly, I was listening to HNN on Thursday morning. Wednesday, I don't know. I think it was Thursday morning. Yeah, it must have been Thursday morning. Or did they do it early this time? I don't know. Well, I was listening to HNN, and Celiac Sarah was talking about how she already is over this raid, and I reached out to her, and I had said, when she and I talked and did our Tales episode together, it was about a month into the speeder bike raid, and how she loved the speeder bike raid, and how she always pushed to get higher scores. And I reached out and I was like, oh, see, like, now you kind of understand where I'm coming from when it comes to time commitments. So I thought that was kind of funny. The second Jedi team, that's like the non-Luminara squad? I love the visuals for this raid. I will say that, yeah, Jackson. Like, I do love the visuals for the raid. I think that using the shield generator thing, like in the movie and kind of like the Jar Jar event, super neat. I did get a chance to briefly check out like the space part. It seems like I get it. It's like these super quick choices that you make. So it's kind of cool, but I have a feeling it's going to get really annoying really, really quickly. Which I feel like I should have gotten a space thing already, no? No, I'm not doing that. Unless it's auto. Unless it's like an auto thing, then no. And these attacks, they go so freaking slow, man. Like, did I fly into space already and I didn't pay attention to it? I did have a space thing. Okay, I just wasn't paying attention. That's par for course for me, right? Egnards paying attention? I don't do that. Ooh, that was nice. Oh, God. There goes the neighborhood. C squared is in the house. God. Oof. Yeah, I can see in like a few months, like this being kind of like, all right, I'm over it. I can see this by next week. I'm going to be complaining about this. All right, so we're already in Enrage. Though, I mean, the Gungans seem like they can kind of hold their own even through this Enrage, which is kind of cool. Like, they don't seem to be doing much to me. You don't want to do a roster review for C squared because then he never leaves. It's like, I don't know, he's like a rodent. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, the Enraged does look different. Oh, yeah. What sucks is for something that's like this long, I feel like I'm not going to want to do restarts at all. Like ever. I'm going to do it today because I have a feeling I can auto these guys. Right? So we're gonna restart this and we're gonna see if we can do this again on auto and see how we do. Just remember, what do we get? We got 3.1. So let's discard and retry. Let's see how it goes. So again, I've said this before, and I actually, I think I'm gonna resubmit it on Reddit as well, just for the community. I said this after the speeder bike raid. I really wish they had a way for us to so I have my Gungans, right, at R9, And let's say I had another 5 R9s. I could just like put them behind my Gungans and submit the score for 2 different teams at the same time. And in that way, they still would force me to gear things, but I wouldn't have to spend so much goddamn time on it. And that's what the problem is. Oh, Tassanex, thanks, man. Yeah, I'm on, so being in my basement, I don't have a desk down here. I'm using a fold-out table. So that lets me know that I need to not do that. But if this works out, I'll get a desk down here that's a little bit more sturdy. So we got 3.1 on our first attempt on auto. I think it can be done. It just largely is going to depend on a little bit of RNG of like those droids and what they do and their like special abilities. Right now, I am using a fold-out chair. It's lovely, right? Upstairs, I use my wife's office chair. I don't actually have my own chair. I used to have this amazing chair. This was like egg-shaped, not on purpose, and it had a purple mesh, and it was the most comfortable chair that I have ever sat in. And I had it for like 8 years, and it was super, super, super awesome. It had no wear and tear. And then at the time, I moved in with my now ex-girlfriend, and her cats ripped it to shreds. I wish I wish I could find that chair online again, because I would buy it again in a heartbeat. It was amazing. Yeah, the problem though with that 10.4 million score is, Slan, your guys in your guild, I think you guys are a little more competitive than we are. We definitely have a few people that I know are gonna go a little lighter on this raid, and we're kind of okay with that. Our goal for this specific first round is the 240 box or whatever box that is. And I think our goal will be to at least hit the next box up from that within like a month or two, but we'll have to see what our scores are like today. This week. And I'm gonna have to beg everyone to do their fucking raid stuff. It's just super fun watching, like every character takes 700. You're at 130. Oh, well, then we're fucked. If you're at 135, then we're completely screwed. Which sucks, because I think it's the 200 box, right? The 2-something box that gives you the same as the speeder bike raid. So that really blows, to be going backwards in rewards, especially when you got guys like at our level who have like Gungans, and they have Pow and Qui-Gon and everybody else. Hopefully within the month, when more people have Jar Jar, it'll be a little bit less, because that's really annoying, overall. Where are we at? We're at 85 already. Fuck. Yeah, and over 7 months, those extra 1K, I mean, they matter to some extent. look, all of them just get healed. Um, they were all low, and now it's like, no, we don't care. So yesterday night, I did play around with the Gungans, and on manual, I did manage to hit the max box. Um, so like doing 3.1 or so doesn't seem like the worst thing in the world. Um, but if our boxes are that, man, if they're going to be that low, I really don't want to leave that many points on the table. This is obviously my first time doing it and trying it, and I don't have a lot of experience with it yet, but it takes a lot longer. And going on Reddit, there's a lot of people who are at the lower end of the community going, oh, this is so great, and I get to play the game more. But I think a lot of those people just don't understand, like, this game does have a ton of time commitment behind it, right? Like, on Monday, we are going to start, which is essentially Hell Day. We're going to start Conquest, and Conquest starts territory battles. There'll be a finishing of the GAC round for people that aren't able to do their GAC round on Sunday night. It's ooh, gross. All right. Well, so Ender was better just because it was much quicker. To end my thought there, we're gonna try it one more time on we're gonna try it one more time on auto before I just manual this. But doing this like the week after next, so not next week, but the week after, I'm gonna hate this. When I have to do this while I'm doing my conquest, it's gonna take up so much extra time where I don't know if I'm not going to, just auto things and accept lower scores. Let's see. There we go. Though I'm wondering if maybe we just do this on like semi-auto. Maybe that'll work too. Slan, as my resident expert so far, have you noticed any difference in which space ability you use first? I was looking at them last night, and I was like, I don't know. Pick one at random. And Courier, yeah, I try to remember the new game experience. Obviously, the new game experience is very different for me than the new game experience that we have now. And I do think, yes, we want to keep those newer players in mind, but at the same time, we have to understand that it's very hard to shore up things for the veterans who have been playing a long time and who have a lot of other things they need to do in game. And without having to take away from that, like playing for 15 minutes a day doesn't sound so bad. Playing for a half hour doesn't sound so bad. Even playing for an hour a day doesn't sound so bad. But like on Monday morning, I've got to play a very, very, very a long day of playing the game, and it's summer for me, so I have time to do it, but it's just not fun between having to do my conquest, between having to do my TB, between having to coordinate my TB for my guild. Mondays always suck, and I have a good friend of mine on Discord who's very busy, and he's looking for someone to do his conquest for him, and even for pay, I'm like, I don't have the time to commit to that. I'd love to help, but an extra hour a day playing that game mode just sounds awful. So this round, I've done like 3 inputs so far by changing targets a little bit. And it seems like we're doing a little bit better overall. We're at 2 million and at 57. I feel like we were much higher before in the enrage counter. So that's probably what's hitting me here is the RNG with the stupid droids. Yeah, because I'm doing a lot better here. And again, I've done like 3 inputs by changing the targets around just a little bit. But how long have we been playing, right? We're 37 minutes into this stream, and I've had to run this 3 times in order to get that RNG. I don't have the time to do that constantly. Slan, the only thing that I did here different is I targeted the DDKs. Are they like a priority target? Should I be going for them first? Because I don't know if it's like the boss that is the reason that I'm doing better right now, or if it's the fact that I did that overall. But that's the only thing I'm doing different this time. Yeah, 50 minutes with no restarts, and we might get to that point. 50 minutes no restarts, with time and effort in figuring it out. Okay, that's the next. That's good to know. Because I can do that while watching TV for the most part. So we might get to the point where we can do 10 or 5 battles without too much problem. But there is, some RNG obviously in this entire encounter. There we go. So even if you get really good at the battle, you can always still have that kind of issue. All right, so we're at 44 right now, and it looks like only 14 people have even submitted scores. All right, so we got that one. Oh, let me get back in there. Well, I don't have another team for this. My next team would be these guys. No, raid. No, because I'm on the R7 tier. That's right. Gotta go down to the R5 tier for now. Again, I'd like to get these 3 to R7 for this. I have not really looked at Stapp's mods in a while. kind of just threw shit on him. So let's see if there's any quick changes we can make. What do we want for stop? Let's find out. So we want offense, we want crit damage. We have crit chance right now. This is not good for him, but let's see. No, that was shit. So here's a crit damage with 9. Don't really like that. I would like something with offense. I don't think I have anything. Ooh, let's see. Okay. All right, I can fuck with that. Tap that on. 12, 13. Crit chance is higher. No, it's lower, but has more offense. No. Nope. I am actually, I hate that it's, you know what? I'm actually going to switch this, but no, I can't because it's a, actually that's easy because I can switch that arrow out easily. That's not a problem. That's not a problem at all. No. 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 All right, let's switch this. Oh man, I had a double offense on it too. Arrow, let's see. Offense, offense. No, offense. Offense, offense. What do we got here? Oh, hey, Whelp, how's it going, man? Word up. I appreciate you, dude. We're just doing some raid shit. Some vigilante shit. No, I don't want that one. I'd like something. Ah! The British are coming. There we go. I think that's accurate, right? All right. Okay, so let's see how these guys do. We're going to do it on auto first. I don't have as much hope for auto for these guys. We're going to do it on auto first. And it's just so we can compare scores. You fucked with our tea, man. I don't think we cared as much until you screwed with our whiskey, though. Seems like it takes a minute to get these guys started. I agree. I'm actually a Scotch whiskey guy myself. My wife likes bourbon. She's more a fan of that, but I'm a big fan of Scotch. To me, it's a little bit smoother. I enjoy it a little bit more. My goal is like 6 million. I feel like for this raid, I actually didn't even check Darth Maul's mods to see. I'm gonna have to remod all of these guys. Sucks. I hate doing that. Hey Wolf, yeah, I think we talked about this on your stream really briefly. I feel like there's two types of scotch. There's the scotch that tastes like cabinet wood, and then there's good scotch. I don't like the scotch that tastes like an old desk from the Revolution era. I like something a little bit smoother, a little bit lighter. Get that stop out of the way. Hot man, good morning. No, 6 mil total. Well, yeah, I mean, we're at different points in the game, too. I've done 3.6 so far because my Gungans were able to auto the final tier because that's how Egnards rolls. But if I could get to I don't know if I'm gonna get 6 mil today. It might take me a couple times, but that's at least my midterm goal. In the next month, I'm gonna, I gotta get Magna, whatever his name is, up a little bit. I've got to get B2 up a little bit. I have Quad May, but I don't have her team yet, and I've heard she does not do too great without her team. This is don't be excited. It's day one and I'm already autoing. Hot, what I've heard, and again, because this is day one, I don't really know yet. But what I've kind of heard is that Luminara team is really good for the raid. And I know that if you're talking about free to play, you aren't spending on that team. But she is an old character, so she's limited in terms of needing like Chirotech or anything. And it's basically like all old Jedi. So a lot of people are doing really well with that team. I haven't tried it yet. That's really my only other team that I have after this that I think will do decently well. I'm at 80%. We've done 400,000. I would love to get to at least 1 million with this team, but we'll see. We're going to try it on manual after this and see how it works. Do you have the Zeta? I've heard. Well, she's gear 8. There you go. And 150k. What? So you were at the base level then, right? And the base level, the max score is 300k. So that doesn't seem that bad actually. Because she's not even at the top level of the base level, right? So that doesn't seem awful. Yeah, I've heard the Zeta is pretty much required. like this. Yeah, and I was saying that this someone on Reddit last night was like really angry about this raid because they put together like the shittiest team with like Ethkoff, Kit Fisto, um, just like the absolute worst Jedi, and they were really mad that they at R7 couldn't do anything with literally the worst lead and the worst Jedi. And I think the one thing that we do need to keep in mind is one thing that we need to keep in mind here is that this is the first raid, so we're still experimenting with that. All right, so it looks like about 676K on auto. We're gonna try this on manual. We're gonna see how it works. I also want to check out Darth Maul's mods real quick too. I think Ryrock, if you get the Zeta, you'll probably end up doing, you know, what you need to do. Actually, you want to discard this for that raid. Yeah. So you saw that too. Was that you? Did you say that? Because I was laughing so hard when I read that last night. Is that your Reddit account? All right, let's see. Like, I was cracking up when I saw that. Let's see. They're not the worst in the world. Oh no, so literally that, I'm gonna pull it up, right? Like, it's this guy on Reddit. Well, he actually deleted the post, so his name won't be on there. But I want to pull it up because literally, word for word, that was exactly what somebody had posted. And it was one. What did you say, Tassanex? Gross, you should see my Mon Mothma, Hoth Rebel Soldier. No. Shout out to Tassanex, who loves to like roast me on I don't even think you can see it, right? Is that the bottom? Well, yeah, you can't see it because it's at the very bottom. We can move it up. There it is. This motherfucker over here. Right, so let me just show you this team that this guy put together, and he was so mad yesterday that he got a 0 score. Well, I guess I can't even look at it anymore. Oh, I can actually look at my own comments, right? So I go to comments. So you can't even look at his picture. But somebody had written, oh, there it is. So is that a quote from something? Because I didn't recognize it, but it cracked me up yesterday when I saw that. I thought it was like the funniest thing in the world. I was like, are you kidding? And he didn't have any Zetas on anybody in the team. All right, so let's see. I don't want to like roast people. I'm not here for that. Do not have a lot of mod options. Oh, okay. There you go. So that's why. There's like 4 million seasons of The Simpsons, so you can't blame me for not keeping up on some of them. Yeah, I'm a creature of habit. I just don't change my mode. I don't like change on things, so whatever the default is the one that I'm going to use. Yeah, that's what I thought. Crit damage. I want a potency cross on Darth Maul. Why do I want a potency cross? Daze. Okay, daze. Gains Matthew. Deals. Potency equal to 0.3 of his max health. He's defeated. Nothing does the counter. Alright. I don't know if I want to lose that much, though. Yeah. Ooh, okay. This is not bad. I could fuck with that a little bit. Is there any... I'm losing offense, though. I don't really want to... Well... Actually... Because I get the max health, right? So that might actually help. See, all these mods that I have, everything is like, oh, we're going to lose offense. I can change this over to a 2x. That's useless, thank you. Let's take this one. Beautiful. Love that I never get the things that I fucking want. And sure, let's take that one. And no speed, right? 0. Alright, let's fucking take that one too. Never get any... Oh, okay, speed. Alright, so Darth Maul is going to be a little different. I don't know if daze is necessary. I'm just looking at the general modding on .gg. Health and protection, overcharge, dispel or prevented, target other allies' attacks, stop, deal physical damage to all enemies, inflict provoked, target enemy inflict target locked. Alright, we're gonna do that. When I played GAC, it's not so much that I hate GAC, it's that I hate the time commitment that GAC takes in relation to other things that also take up a lot of my time. So something's got to go, right? And GAC is something that, because of the way the game works, I don't have to play GAC very actively in order to still get the bonus from it. You know, like, I can play GAC perfectly fine and not have to worry about my crystal income, because the game wants me to stay at 50%. So that's what I do. And if you look at my .gg, I did something with Fat Phil 2 days ago, and we looked at my .gg, and I think his win percentages are like 1% higher than mine, and he puts in a ton of effort. So, like, I'll take that. That's oh, I shouldn't have used that. That's fine with me if I don't have to, like, deal with things. Go. Yeah, as someone who doesn't spend a lot of time on GAC, I actually prefer 3v3 because it's weird and it confuses people. So, like, GG breaks down your win percentages based on fives versus threes, and I actually do a little bit better in threes because people just don't know how to deal with certain teams, which I'm totally cool with. I see, I did it again. I shouldn't have used that. Well, I think it comes off cooldown because of go off into space. I don't even know what to use. I don't remember. What did Slan say? Slan, what did you say? All right, well, I don't remember what buff the enemy has, so we're just going to do that. Quick, okay, he's got quick. Yeah, what sucks is like, if I don't see you here. I will, Conk. I will try to definitely get yours done today. And those of you joining, if you're not on our Discord, you know, while I'm doing this, I do reviews. This Sunday is kind of light because there's no events in game. So if you have been waiting to do a roster review, oh, you can return. All right. Okay, that's cool. So, see, I didn't know that. I knew that the first button brought you back, but I didn't know that it brought you back. Fixed taser. I don't need that. I didn't know it brought you back and then you could return. So that's good to know. I didn't want to test that out. But it looks like on manual I'm doing a lot better with this team. Obviously, I did remod Darth Maul a little bit. I don't think that that's adding considerable. Baroness, after listening to you with Bones, I look at you very differently. You seem like a prim and proper, well-respected and well-adjusted adult. And now all of the mean things you say to me, they don't bother me anymore. I hope they don't change this B2 but later chip. I know that they said they were like, oh, it's overperforming. I really hope they don't do anything to it. That would be very annoying. Because it doesn't seem like it's crazy or anything. Like, it's not making this the easiest thing in the world, but it definitely is making it a little bit easier. Going into space, what do we got? Quick, dispel all the buffs on them. Okay. I don't know, you don't have a mean voice, and I'm like, oh. Like, that's who you are? It's kind of like, I don't know if you ever played League of Legends. It's probably before your time because you're like 7 years old. But there was a character, Vigar, who was like this black mage who was this tiny little thing. He was one of my favorite characters. And one of the lines he would say in the game in his like cute little voice, he'd go, I am evil, I am. And it was very fun. Yeah, but I don't have your voice yet, so it doesn't I don't have. I don't have. Of course, you would know that, Tass. I don't have that preconceived notion of you. Vagar. I used to play him back in the day, like back in the beta days, and I bought the Leprechaun pack for him, and I would walk around pretending I was a leprechaun the entire match, and it pissed people off, but it was very fun to me. I liked to buy all of these stupid, the really really stupid skins, like I don't remember his name. It started with a K, but there was the Statue of Liberty version of him. Okay, Droid Decat time. Yeah, I haven't played League of Legends. I think when I played, and I didn't play ranked. I hated ranked. I didn't like playing with Karthus. Um, I didn't like playing with like tryhard people. I just wanted to play for fun. But when I played, oof, all right, lost my tank. Not good. I would play with a bunch of friends, and we would just play regular matches. The last character to release when I played, I think, was Gnar. And I did enjoy him, but I like to play weird characters. I really enjoyed characters that had some kind of unlimited stacking potential. So Vagar, the Anubis character, Karthus, those were characters that I just had so much fun with, because if you played them right, you could really dominate a match. And I don't know what the meta is like right now, obviously, but I used to play Wukong a lot too, and I was very, very good with Wukong back, like before people were playing with him. All right, so we did a little bit better on manual with this team. These are R5 droids. I don't know if this buff is going to make a difference here. Maybe I can get 1 or 2 kills. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, there was a long time that I only played ARAMs. But once like my friends stopped playing, I stopped playing. It wasn't fun. I was there playing the game back in the day when Amex had a deal with them, where like you signed up for this Amex like rewards card. It wasn't even a credit card, and you got like $150 worth of in-game credits. So I ended up buying so many characters. We'll submit that. That's close enough. Um, but it's been a long, long, long time. I am going to take 2 minutes just to grab another coffee, and I will be right back, and we will try that third team. I love that some of you know that. So Bella, it's a joke on Reddit. My family dog was Bella. She was a cute little Yorkie. My parents got her when I went away to college because my little sister was really sad. And one day at home, while I was still living at home, so this is probably like 12, almost 15 years ago, we were sitting on my sister's bed, my younger brother, my sister, myself, and she was playing with the dog. And my brother started playing the guitar just for fun. And I started singing a song where I just made up lyrics about our dog Bella and how she was not a frog and how she thought she was a frog, but she was actually a dog. And we got through like a minute of this video before I said, wait a second, let's record this. It'll be really funny to remember years later. So we ended up restarting it and doing the whole song, like 2 minutes. I put it up on YouTube maybe 12 years ago. It's a private video. It's not like you can't, it's unlisted rather. But on Reddit, I have a copy pasta where I go through a ton of information. And then at the end, I put a link to that video. So a lot of people on Reddit have watched it and have said it is a banger song. So if you want to see it, ping me on Discord after this. I'll get it for you guys. But it was a very fun like little thing that I watch every once in a while because it's a nice memory. All right, so we got Jedi now. Right, we've got our Jedi left. The Luminara squad. I don't have the best mods for her. I've been working on them a little bit. Not super happy about them. Obviously, I have a lot of shit tier mods from before she was any good at all. Oh no, fuck, I didn't mean to sell that. That's okay. You can talk about me all you want. Oh my god. Gross, but okay. I'll allow it, I guess. Baroness being weird. I don't want crit chance. Nope, that's worthless. Worthless. Alright, well, her mods suck. Slan, what are we thinking? Because this is going to be my last, like, pretty semi-decent team, really. I don't have anything super great after this. And I don't have, I mean, I could throw together those 5. All right, let's just try something here. Because I could do 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, we're gonna just try something stupid here. Because I wanna try to get to that 6 million point, and I just wanna see. We'll try this on auto first and see what's up. I don't think that this is gonna work. Yeah, I'm gonna try a better Jedi team after this. My thought process here, and my cam is only R3 right now, but maybe I'll take him to R5 just for the hell of it. My thought process here was if I could get a semi-decent score, then I could do an R7 run with some of the other characters. but it does not look like I'm going to be able to do that. Baroness, I'm just trying something weird to break up characters to try to meet a score threshold. I'm not. Don't take that as a law to use B1 in this squad. That's not. It's not something that I would advise at all. Seems like we're getting kind of stuck behind a lack of damage. They're having trouble killing me, but I'm also having trouble killing them. All right, that's not working out. Let's see. So we want shock in here. Let's get shock in there. We want cam, but my cam is R3 right now. Oh, where did I go with shock? I did not buy any packs for the Night Trooper. I don't see a reason to. I'm okay with waiting a little while on getting him. Ooh, no. Slan, I think I just accidentally hid your messages. Unhide. Alright. I think I unhid your messages. Hopefully. Mace. I really don't want to bring... It's not that I don't want to bring Cam up. I just don't want to spend the resources right now on fucking Cam. Plo's still R1. Yeah, oh, there we go. So, Slan's not anymore. Alright, fuck it. This is what I do for you people. Spend my hard-earned resources that I'm now gonna have to re-earn. Get this fucker up. Bring Plo up, even though I'm not going to be able to use him here. He's not going to be high enough. Nara, Kit, Ayla. Ayla's Ochi, Qui-Gon, and GMY. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I got to experiment with these teams and the mods, because my mods are not great, but again, if I can get to 6 million, then I guess I'm happy. All right, so we want to put Cam in here, and since I have that slot open, let's try this. Let's try it out. See if this runs any better. Should really check out Cam's mods too, because my Cam, I only very recently brought him up to relics, so his relics are definitely going to be lacking. Plo's ship is nice. I had him at G12 before finding out about the raid. You know, it's good stuff, but I don't use his ship as much as you probably use it. Remember, you know, being at right, I could have used Shocked either. Being at different points in the game, I have all of those ships. I'm not mad about bringing them up. I just wanted to stay a little higher in the. Let me go back down. I wanted to stay a little bit higher in crystals for a just in case. You know, we all have limited resources. I'm in a huge signal data crunch right now with everything that I need to get up. Well, because of the way that I run my GAC, Baroness, I find that if someone can full clear me, they've won. And if they can't full clear me, I will most of the time win. Okay, so we want to clear that buff, right? Because that's charged. So the one thing in my GAC roster is I keep all of my good ships, so all of my GL level ships I keep on offense. So I never lose ship battles. This is actually going rather smoothly. And you said with Plo. I don't have Plo in here. Who did I replace? I placed Mace instead of Plo. Alright, I mean, that's not... Yeah, it's way below, and I'm gonna hit my 1-2, which is really nice. I almost want to redo this battle so that I can video it, but I don't care enough right now. Though I do want to put this in my team comps so that I remember it for next week, because I will absolutely forget this. So we are gonna go to my raid tab, and for now, we're gonna change this to where the fuck is she? Luminara, Kephisto, Mace, Shock, and who was my last one? Cam. Okay. And this is my normal squad. Okay. Now my goal here, right, is I really need about 600K. Yeah, so I would like by not next week. I do want to go a little bit lower with that team, but I'm really struck for signal data right now. I would like to do a little bit more with it, and we'll get to that point where I do a little bit more with it. I'm gonna be slow farming POW because I don't fuck. I'm so far ahead on POW over Master Qui-Gon that I'm just gonna do like 5 or 6 battles on him a day until Qui-Gon gets caught up. Alright. Let's just see if I can get 600K with this. I don't know if it's gonna work. Doesn't seem like it's gonna do shit. What I need is some guild members to gift me a vault. So if I have any adoring fans that want to gift me like 2 or 3 vaults worth of crystals to buy signal data with, that would be lovely. It does seem that the team, like they are a little bit more finicky. So obviously, this is not a good team. We know that, and I just kind of threw it together out of nowhere. But the Elvis, that's the Elvis Baroness. But like in Rancor or something else, at least they'd be doing damage each attack. Whereas here, that's just not happening. All right, we're gonna retreat this. We're gonna bring it back to 5. Was I at 5? I thought I was at the other one. Let's see. And I still have Quad May and his friends, which I think I can use in 0 tier, and I don't know if they'll like get me anything, but those are points that I can get. It's really a question of which teams do I want to bring up first. That Separatist team does look really promising with Stop, and I mean, now I might even just get the Stop Omicron, but I'm going to have to bring 3 guys up for that to 7. That's going to destroy my Zimbital crystals, or cards. Somebody told me they're called cards, and I keep calling them crystals. You finally got a turn, nice. Yeah, I know. I'm not, this is not intended to be a squad that I plan on using long term, or even after today, I might not use it at all. This was just to see if it could put up any degree of points to get me to my goal for today. Seems like he has that charged buff, right? Does he? Where? Yeah, he's got that charged buff. All right, let's try. Let's go one more level down. Maybe these guys will be able to put up the amount that I want them to put up as a crap tier team. For Kyrotech? Oh, okay. Yeah. That makes sense. I wonder if Consular would be a better lead than Beck in this case because of the bonus. He is the best Jedi. He's putting in 0 work for this team. Oh my God, man. I know you're one of those people who's been asking me like, oh, is it gonna really hurt me to do this? And I keep telling you, yes, it will. And you guys will never listen to me. Oh my God. Actually, since I'm at a lower level now, I can use Plo Koon instead of Newt. Because then I'll get more of Beck's ability, right? So let's see. So we can pull you out. So we can put in Ayla. Let's see. 50 speed and tenacity, stacks Padawan lessons. We don't actually care about Padawan lessons. And Ayla has a leader ability. And she's a support. Is it support? Is it supports and healers? Jedi healers and supports gain 50%. Jedi healers and tanks gain 100% offense and max. Each buff on them for 1 turn. Oh, they also recover 50% protection. You know, I'm gonna do. Wait, I fucked that up. Hold on. Let's go back and read that one more time. There we go. No. There we go. If they're a healer. Damn it. Though I could use Counselor. Right? Is he a healer? Yeah. So maybe that'll make more sense. All right, let's try it. I don't know if Moonborn is here, but I do want to change the Farm Jada thing. I don't find it funny anymore. It's not interesting anymore. I don't know what I'm gonna put there. I've thought about doing like fake ads there, but I haven't decided yet. I haven't committed to anything yet. Fuck you, Bones image. Can we get a fuck you, Bones in chat? That would be great. I still think Jabba is one of the best ROI characters in this game. It just, it was funny telling people, putting that up there because I was constantly telling people farm Jabba, farm Jabba, farm Jabba. I think the joke has run its course, but I still think he's a very early game character that people need to really, really strongly consider. No, that scares me. You know what I noticed, Womprod, actually? I didn't realize that was you. I should have realized because I know you do everything for Bones. Yeah, this sucks. Let's see about this. I did a fuck you, Bones, on his chat yesterday, and I didn't hear it. It didn't come through. So I don't know what's up with that. Why does he have an offense set? Is that supposed to be that? No, everybody says health, health, health. Why do I have an offense set on him? No, I heard his other ones. I heard the other stuff come through. You know what? I'm gonna do I'm gonna do this on the first level. Did I actually give them full mod sets yet? Yes, I did. Did not give Quad May a full mod set yet, though. We'll just throw something on her, because I don't have the mods I want for her yet. I don't know why I upgraded that. That was a waste. Alright, we're just going to put these on for now. Just to have something. Let's see. I know that at like R9, these guys do really, really great as a 3-man. I don't know if on auto or not, but I'm not expecting too much from them right now. What I am hoping for is this will just kind of tell me how many points I really need from the other team. Yeah, I could hear the Kamehameha. I could hear the other ones. But my FU bones didn't come through. And I was a little upset. I sat in his stream for like 30 minutes just to farm enough points to do it. And again, for any of you that are not on our Discord, which is awesome, there you go. I didn't think we were gonna get a Phantom Menace GL. You know, the way that they do things, usually it's not a whole year in that is highlighted. Usually it's like 3 to 4 months or so. Oh, I should check the buff first. I forgot to check the buff. So when we got this as the beginning of the year thing, there's really isn't too much, you know, that I feel like you can do with a Phantom Menace GL. It's funny that this team is doing better points than my Jedi team. And I know my Jedi team's not great. Their mods are not great. But this is on like literally level 1. Oh, I know. I'm tapping my leg and that makes my camera tap. You have a lovely cadence to your voice, so yes, sure. We've already discussed, though. Okay, there we go. I didn't even know you could listen on Discord. Oh, I guess you could through his thing, but I was listening on Twitch. I popped onto Twitch to do it. Charged, perfect. We'll use that. I'm glad I did this team now because I'm less stressed about using my other characters, knowing that in order to meet my goal for myself, I'll need less points overall. Yeah, so I think these next couple weeks are going to be rough for me as well, and um, especially with the raid and having so low signal data from where I want my signal data to be. Obviously, I'm sure I'm pushing numbers that are higher than what you are, and that's really just being at different levels of the game. But I know if Slan's Guild is only doing 135 right now, they go a little bit harder than mine does. So I'm not excited to have lower rewards overall. We'll see. And especially the last raid lasted 7.5 months. They kind of said 8 months, and 2 weeks doesn't seem like a lot, but when we're talking about ROI on a specific part of this game, that 2 weeks is 2 events worth of ROI that's gone. And 2 weeks more that I could have been doing something, to build for this raid. All right, 260. I'm not unhappy about that. That makes what I need to get a little bit easier. And I wish I was getting points for these attacks, right? You only get it for wins or whatever, so that can be annoying. What are we at? So we are at a person. Oh, did I hit 6 million? Nice. Look at that. That's cool. Okay, so let's run these shitty Jedi here. And we'll try with Beck lead, because it didn't seem like the other lead was doing me enough work. It was natural for us to assume. I was expecting like late July. I didn't think it would fully coincide with Jar Jar, and we knew Jar Jar would be early. I thought there would maybe be like one raid before Jar Jar came back, though. I'm hearing from people that did buy the Omicron and don't have Jar Jar that they are still able to max out without him in a 4-man squad. Obviously that doesn't include me, so I can't really comment on it. god. I know that we're taking our time today and right doing a little bit extra, but like this is 2 hours right now that we've been doing this raid, and I know it won't take 2 hours next time or the time after that, but that's still just so ridiculous. If I could get that if I could get that 200 points, 200,000 points to get that next reward box, the solo reward box, I'll be happy. Even if I have to bring these guys down to like the lowest level in order to do it. I already lost GMY. Alright, we'll go down to level 1. I guess it does make sense. I am happy it didn't release on the same week as the start of Conquest. That would have really sucked. But 2 weeks. If they give us 2 weeks, it wouldn't have hurt anything, and they would have put them right in their timeline. As for Boss Nass's drop rate, you know that I have tracked this stuff so meticulously. There's no difference in those drop rates. But you also had bonus drops. Remember that. There was some significant bonus drops. And you more likely prioritized Boomadir and Phalanx for those things because they were a little bit less. You had a little bit less time for them. So I think that that's something to just kind of keep in mind. I have been tracking this stuff for so long, and there's like literally absolutely no difference in those things. I have considered that. I consider that very much so, and you're wrong. RNG is a thing. It happens. I was just, because I was looking at Reddit while ignoring this raid, someone just messaged me saying that they started a farm on 2 accounts at the same time, and on one of those accounts, they got a character to 7 stars, and on the other account, the character was still 4 stars. And like that kind of shit is like that. I don't think they understand how statistically ridiculous something like that happening would be. There's no reason to buy Nash shards. There really isn't. There's none. You have 3 weeks. There's no reason at all. You got plenty of time. Oh, I don't know if that's really worth it, dude. Like, I personally don't think that that's worth doing. Oh yeah, we were talking about all of that stuff with them. I have been doing so much tracking over the years, right? Like I know being live and talking and being um, a visual part of this community is very new to me, but I have been on Reddit constantly tracking everything for literally years, um, and I found that in no case is CG doing like nefarious things. GLT. I've been calling her. I've been calling her Gandalf. C squared. I don't care. She's Gandalf. Doesn't matter to me. I don't care if it's accurate. I don't care if people understand it at first look. Just like Bosch, I call her Halloween Leia. Kirsten, I just make up letters for his name that don't even make sense. Exactly, Womprat. That's the only time that I do it as well. Is sometimes you're trying to like min max like a very specific thing. Yeah, then do less. Like that does make sense. It does not make sense otherwise. You're just wasting your time. Um, we have so much data on that to know that that is not the case. I wish I could just end one right now because I don't actually need the rest of these points. You mean DTMG, like Dark Trooper Moff Gideon? I call him Armored Gus Fring. I don't call him DTMG. This is just the word association in my head. Right, well, I mean, I got to where I need to be in rewards, which is nice. I really thought it was going to be a real long shot. So I like that. That makes me happy. My guild is at 53 right now, and again, only 17 people have posted scores, so that's not bad. We're gonna try to get at least one review in here. I know that there's a bunch of you on here that have requested reviews. Again, Sunday's a very light day for game content, so I don't want to do too many of them. Conct, we're going to do yours first, just because, honestly, I think you're a member on pretty much every platform for whatever reason, and that does and should give you some degree of I don't know, prominence or priority is the word. So let's see what Conct has to say. He's online right now. That's Lady Geek. Yeah, I mean that's true. Knowing the exact day, it does help for people like you that don't have them yet. Like it does give you an idea. It's kind of ridiculous that they announced it in a completely different announcement from Jedi Knight Cal Kestis, as if it was like almost an afterthought. Let's see. Okay, I'm just checking something real quick. Perfect. All right, so doing roster reviews for Cunctator is always very fun, um, because he doesn't listen. He likes to request roster reviews, and then he just does whatever he wants anyway. He is a huge Ahsoka Tano stan. So no matter what I say, he's going to go after GL Ahsoka anyway. I doubt that it's going to be worth it for him. I doubt that it makes sense for him. I am 300% sure that there are 15 other farms that would be better fit for him. He's going to take literally all of this advice, flush it down the toilet, and then just like my friends in Egnards Army, for the next 3 weeks, he is going to post up screenshots of wasting all of his money on Ahsoka Tano related content. So he would fit. If you guys were a little higher up, he had said that yesterday, but he is a little higher than you guys, and he has his own thing going on. So we're going to try to steer him in the right direction. But I know damn well that he's just going to say, you know what, I'm going for it. And look, it's in his message too. I'm going for Ahsoka. So if you don't have this memorized yet, I'd be surprised. Yeah, I don't have it memorized. I've seen your account a bunch of times, but I see so many accounts. This isn't relevant really, but I guess top 20 Fleet Arena is Executors and Profundities up to 10, then Leviathans from there. I can usually get in the top 10, but I always stay in top 20. I don't communicate with my Shard because they aren't interested in making or joining a Shard chat. Okay, Rebel Roundup 1, Forest Moon 3, Places of Power 3, Military Might 2, Ground War 3, Secrets and Shadows 1, and Fanatical Devotion 2. I'm free from the shackles of message formats. I can type freely. Working on GL Ahsoka. Let's call her Glat. No. She is Gandalf the Grey. And I'm dead set on continuing down her path. Yes, I know it's a terrible decision. So at least he knows, right? Like, he understands. For my roster, and don't need to say it, you have your Gungans, I have my Ahsokas. Don't judge me. Finally, we arrived to the part where I ask you to do stuff without paying you anything. You know what, though? That's not fair, because you send gift subs to literally everybody on Twitch. You bought a shirt. You are a member on Twitch yourself and on Buy Me a Beer. So I think I yelled at you to stop spending money. So that's not true at all. You give any suggestions on optimal path to farm her? I know I want to unlock her day one as much as I want it, but what is the best way to get her month one maybe? What's the optimal way to spend money? What's the optimal way to minimize spending? I am a student after all. I need to uphold the stereotype of always being broke. Best regards. I just realized regards at Egnards is spelled similarly. Interesting name lore. It started as Egnar Atop, and that first name was range backwards, which was not on purpose. And still on YouTube. I thought you canceled the YouTube one and put it on Twitch. God damn it. The range backwards was not intentional, but it is a thing, and I happen to really like Colorado, and I guess there is an Egnar town in Colorado that I'm going to need to visit at some point. So it seems like you're not actually really asking for a roster review, you're really asking for an understanding of how farming works. But we're going to just take a quick look at a couple of things, since we know you're not going to listen to me anyway, and talking about best farming strategies. But I do want to see where we're at with a few things. You have CLS, Han Solo. Okay, Chupio's not there yet. So, what about... No, okay. Secrets and Shadows. Okay, and then Okay. Imperial troopers. See, I hate this. I hate the way that this works because it... Oh, actually, I think they fixed that. Nice. Yeah, we hit our 1K, man. We did. We did yesterday, or yesterday morning. This morning. I don't know. It was overnight. You know what, Baroness? What's funny is I was wearing my Egnards hoodie last night at my in-laws, and I don't really like to talk about work, so I don't like talk about my dojo with my in-laws much, and I don't really like to talk about school. Like that work is where work is, and gaming is where gaming is, and the neighbors came over, and my mother-in-law was like talking about the hoodie and like the egg thing, and so I had to spend like an hour explaining this to my in-laws, very conservative and very loud Italian neighbors. So that was an interesting conversation. All right. So I'm looking at these things because I just want to see if there's anything quickly we could do with your assault battles. I mean, you have them all at CT1 at least, and I see that I didn't put GG up. So I apologize for that. I always do that. Oh my goodness. But it doesn't seem like there's anything too crazy easy that we could do. I mean, obviously, the things that I want you to get are not things that you are going to get, so I'm not going to waste time on that. Again, I don't think that you're really asking me for a roster review so much as a best practices farming guide. And we'll kind of talk about that in just a minute. So you have Executor, not Leviathan yet. How far are we from Jedi Knight loot? Didn't even fucking bother. Yeah, it was a very strange conversation. I was like, well, I've been playing games online for like 20 years, and I was Egnar. And people would call me an egg. So this is an egg. And they were like staring at it like this. Like, oh, it does look like an egg. And I was like, so in the morning, sometimes I get online and I talk to people about a video game on a live stream. Well, it's not really a roster review, because that's not really what Cunct is asking me, right? Sometimes people ask for roster reviews, but that's not really the question they're asking. Like, he should be going for JML and Jabba, but that's not going to happen, right? He says it right here. He literally says, hey, I'm going to ignore you, and I'm going to go for Ahsoka. The question really is, how do we get to Ahsoka the cheapest possible way? Here's the way, and here's the thing. With Ahsoka, we have 4 sets of requirements, and I can only talk about it in terms of patterns because we don't know how they're going to release this next character. We just know the patterns of the past, and typically there is about a 2 to 3 week time frame between when the first character is released and then the next character is released, or the first character is released and the next set of requirements is released. So that next set of requirements might be in the next patch, or it might be 1 week later, right? We are on 7.5 right now. That next patch is on Tuesday the 16th, I believe. Sometime between the 16th and the 23rd, if they follow the same cadence, they are going to give us that next set of requirements. So what that means is with 4 sets of requirements, we are looking at a minimum of 2 weeks, 4 weeks, right? 6 weeks before we have all of them. But we're honestly correct, right? They did say end of the year, but end of the year can mean November. End of the year doesn't necessarily mean December 15th to like December 31st. They can extend it a little bit further, but I can only talk about a pattern. Because remember, they did say 8 months for the raid, and it was actually 7.5 months too. They do like to give us vague timelines for their own purposes. We also don't know how many marquees there are gonna be. We have a set of 16 requirements, and we know a certain amount of them are going to be light speed, and we know a certain amount of them are going to be light side, and a certain amount of them are going to be dark side. But we have 3 of the marquees. We don't know if that's all of them. They didn't say, hey, this is all of them, right? And there are other characters coming to the game with Balin and the Great Mothers and Morgan and Shin. And obviously it makes more sense for Morgan to be a Balin requirement. It makes more sense for Shin to be a Balin requirement. But what they said in the actual Balin announcement was, hey, the marquees are gonna be split between these 2 characters. And Shin wasn't actually announced, and they did allude to more marquees. So there could be 4, or there could be 5. Right now we have 3. I would say best practice. I don't know if this updated yet. Conk, what did you do with the new, what is it called? Night Trooper. It's the Night Trooper, right? Okay, so you already brought Night Trooper to 6 stars, 10 shards. Honestly, I wouldn't have done it. I think that the first marquee in a set, you probably should have gotten to 4 stars, gotten the free shards, and then farmed him for free afterwards. That probably would have been best practice. You are past best practice right now. The unfortunate reality, though, is if we look at like Jar Jar or like Leia as any indication of what we need to do, it's probably very likely, if there's only 3 marquees, that you're going to have to 6-star the next 2 of them. If there are 4 marquees, then you can probably get away with the next marquee being a 4-star and building up those shards. But because we don't know that, you're in a situation where you're going to have to do that 6-star for the next one that comes out, the Death Trooper Paradia or whatever the hell it's called. When it comes to relics, that's it's not that it's the easy part, but when it comes to relics, we're talking about regular farming. It's really just best practice for marquees, and you're kind of in a situation where the one character that you probably could have slacked on, you've already farmed. Right? So Night Trooper being the one that you could have said, no, I'm going to stay away from it, you already went there. You already did it. So you're kind of in a boat where you're going to need to do the 6-star upping the next ones if you want to get her in like that first week or so. Now, because you said you're okay with getting her like in that first month, I would say that you probably can safely do a 4-star on the second marquee, knowing that you won't get her day 1, right? So that 4-star on the second marquee is doing 3 packs, right? 3 $12.99 packs, so that you can farm some extra shards. You can most likely safely do that if you're okay with getting her first month rather than first day. But the next marquee, the third marquee, and the potential 4th marquee, you're gonna have to do that 6-star. When we talk about the number of marquees, obviously Jabba was 3, Lord Vader was 4, Leia was 4. So we don't know. In terms of Ezra, I don't think Ezra is going to be a requirement myself, but I do think, and I do agree with Captain Amazing, what he was saying on Scoundrels, where I do believe she's going to be one of the more expensive GLs, and they are going to try and make her something more of a, Jabba you could get as a first GL pretty easily. Leia was not that tough to get pretty easily. I don't see I see her being close to Lord Vader, if not more expensive than Lord Vader. And I see Ezra as being the carrot that they dangle and saying, like, look, she's going to be super strong in terms of having a lifter, which is what CG kind of calls it. I don't think she's intended to be free-to-play friendly early on. She already has one R9. I expect her to get a minimum of one more, a maximum of two more R9s. So it's going to be, they set that right out the gate. I think that Ezra would actually be a very friendly requirement. Not to the 5 million player, right? The 5 million player is going to get screwed by Ezra as a requirement, but the 5 million player shouldn't be going for Ahsoka Tano. I think that if Ezra is a requirement, it's awesome for anybody that's in a position where they should be going for Ahsoka, because you're going to level him up anyway. I don't think that Ezra is going to be an anybody requirement. I think if we had to choose between Ahsoka and Baylan, it's probably for Ahsoka, not for Baylan. I would say, because you don't have JML and because you don't have Jabba, that, like, you're probably going to need to get that conquest path. Well, we'll actually know before Ezra comes to conquest, I think, whether he is a requirement or not. But if he is a requirement, you're probably going to need to get that conquest pass, the big one, all 3 months, which is like $100, and that kind of sucks, because this is what you want to go for. Whereas if you had like JML and Jabba, it would be a little bit easier. The one thing that I will note is that they did bonus drops for Jabba, and they did bonus drops for Leia. So for Ahsoka, you can probably get to, you're probably going to get some bonus drops in that like month to a month and a half after release window, which is kind of where we saw it for Jabba and kind of where we saw it for Leia. I actually anticipated getting Leia like 3 months later than I actually did because of all of the bonus drops. However, they've been tuning down those bonus drops lately as well and making them harder. Mary J. Cunct, he's a not a high level account, but he doesn't really have any of the great conquest tools, which is what's going to be the problem. At 7 million, there's no JML, there's no Jabba, there's no CLS. So all of the vehicles that we would normally go for, no, Cunct. Good morning. He's got to change his name. All of the things that I would use to kind of like cheese conquest, can't do. So it's going to be harder. There's not too much more that I can say though, unfortunately, because we don't have that much. I would say, if you're happy not getting her first day, that the next marquee you can pretty safely 4-star and farm with like 2 or 3 refreshes later on, and you'll be able to kind of unlock her in that first month. You will unlock her in that first month, barring whatever the other requirements are, because we don't know what they are. There could be like 3 new ships. There's not going to be. There's always only ever one, but we don't know. Maybe Baylan's skull is going to be required. I don't agree with that. I don't think that that's true, but we don't know. Literally anything can happen. I have tried to predict patterns on these things forever, and every time they change up that pattern just a little bit. First it was 1 marquee, then it was 2 marquees, then it was 4 marquees, then it went back down to 3 marquees. Then it was a capital ship, then it was no capital ship, then it was a ship at 6 stars, now it's a ship at 7 stars. There's no... I know, the stupid puzzle thing. My point is that My only point here, and you guys are getting too into the puzzle thing right now, is that there's a lot of unknowns. Right? That's my only point, is that there's a lot of unknowns. I don't think Balin's a requirement. I don't agree with that. I do understand I do understand the whole puzzle thing and the light side and the dark side. I understand that. But with all of the unknowns, it's really hard to tell you what the best farming practice is. Other than to say that you can get her pretty early, even if you just 4-star the next marquee and do the dailies to get shards. And then just jump on that second marquee after it becomes farmable. Worst case scenario at that point is that you have to shard farm. But that third and that fourth marquee, you're almost definitely going to have to do a 6-star 10 shards thing. Right? That's for what you want from me, Conk. That's the best that I can do for you, because I would not have farmed that first character, but you did already. I would say the second one you can go a little bit lighter on, but the third and possibly fourth one you're gonna have to go a little bit harder on. Jackson, are you still here? Because if you are still here, I'll do your roster review right now. If not, I'm gonna hold it until Sunday, because I feel bad you were here this whole time and not getting it. So I'm gonna give you a couple minutes. If he's still here, we'll do that one and then call it a morning. If he's not still here, we'll call it a morning. We'll do the rest of these on Sunday. I got a lot of them to do on Sunday. I got a bunch of stuff to do today. I got to mow the lawn. Get a Gungan thing out. Oh, you are? Okay, perfect. So J Ragnar, right? Perfect. Let's do it. Let's see. J Ragnar. Top 20s, 2 profundities, executors, and negotiators. Contacted with a 7-star profundity player, so we alt first place, but I sometimes can't punch through, so I get 2 to 5. That's fine. I honestly, yeah, that's why I wanted to do this if you were here. I sometimes don't go to first just because I don't want to. Assault battles, all CT1 except for Inquisitors. Farming, currently farming BTL, Xanadu Blood, Zori, Range, and Ray ticket farming. Then we'll go for Sith Trio and Kylo ships. Started April 29th last year, and I've been really trying to be efficient with my farms. Relic plans to get R-Raid or R7. When it comes to GLs, I think R7 is like non-negotiable. If you're not going to at least R7, it's not even worth it. Then to CLS, really wanted to push assault battles whilst waiting on Kylo's ship. Really worried about proving grounds, to be honest, since I'm 3.7 millions. Any tips will be appreciated. All right, let's kind of take a look at this, and I'm going to change my source. 226. There we go. 3.7 million. All right, I mean, if you're doing pretty okay with this executor, awesome. If you're getting 2 to 5 most days, and first in some days, awesome. Especially if your shard is not fully keeping up right now with like going crazy on things. We're gonna just take a look at these. Good. You are, no matter what, going to... That's interesting. Oh, because now they use tags too. Interesting. You are going to want to do, no matter what, right now, start it. When those bounty events come around, get Hoth Leia. Rebel Officer Leia. Always prioritize Rebel Officer Leia. Even if I don't recommend JML right away, it's going to be more of a short-term project for you. So anytime a bounty event comes around, Hoth Leia, Rebel Officer Leia is what I should say. Hermit Yoda is almost there. Okay, good. So we have most of the backbone, but we don't have Leia up yet. We want to avoid using Get 2 on her as much as we possibly can. You might have to eventually. We'll try to slow it down a little bit to avoid using as much of it as you can. But you're going to want those farms on the earlier side. And I said your ticket farming Rey, but that was about a week ago. So let's see. Okay, so we are still ticket farming her. Okay, all right. So let's just take a look. Bounty hunters. All right. Yeah, so you should be fine on those bounty events. Honestly, no problem. Make sure to constantly always do that one. Never do anything else. You can probably, as a super quick thing, start farming Range Trooper because he's very cheap. So if we want to talk about assault battles, between Veers, Stark, Dark Trooper, Piet, and Range Trooper, I know he's only 5 stars, I know he's level 1, but he's an old character that requires no Chirotech. If you bring that Range Trooper to G12, and does Range Trooper even have a Zeta? Let's see. Range Trooper doesn't even have a Zeta, so that's like perfect. If you start slow farming Range Trooper and you get into like G11, G12, and you remod just for the event to high speed on everything, you'll be able to CT3 Forest Moon really easily without any problems, honestly. So that's one quick way to get that one done. I would definitely, let me see this message again. Well, I mean, you're going to be working on SLKR, and you don't really have any Sith tanks, so it's not, I mean, you're going to be doing CT3 with SLKR once you have him. If you had Nihilus now at like G11, G12, you could more than likely do CT2 of Places of Power right now using Palp, Vader, Traya, maybe Sith Trooper. I know he doesn't because I can see it. And Nihilus. You don't have him. If you have the energy to spare, it might be worth slow farming it starting now just because it's a targeted farm that you've targeted as something you want to go for. Is getting that Sith trio up and running. So it's not a bad option because First Order is a 1-star finish on CT3. I don't know if it's a 1-star finish on CT2, but I know that Nihilus, even with lower Sith, can get a 3-star finish at least on CT2. Night Sisters. You have Marin. Interesting, Marin. And you've gotten a bunch of the Zetas. Talzin, where's Daka? There she is. So I'm gonna pull up something really quick. Let me see if I can find it. I talk to people too much though. Let's see, can I find it? Can I find it? Older messages, blah, da, da. Oh, there it is. So concerning CT3 of Secrets and Shadows, right? Fat Phil sent me this a few months ago. He did CT3 with this team, okay? You already have primarily invested in your Night Sisters. Obviously, his modding is going to be a little bit better in terms of speeds. I can't zoom in further than that, though. But if you can put together a team like this and just get Marin to like G11, G12, well, G12 actually, because she's hidden behind that special of hers. CT2 should be pretty easy. CT3 might be a pain in the ass, but this is the team that he showed me he was able to do it with, and I was impressed with it. So it's really just something to keep in mind if we're talking about shoring up assault battles. And the Jedi, little lackluster for going too crazy. Okay, let's take a look. Tools. Yeah, I'm sure it took him a lot of refreshes too, but you know, it's something that you can work towards that's not too high up there. How badly are we here? Pretty far. Pretty far. How good are we up on Kylo? So we're super, super close. All right, here's what I would do. You're kind of on the right track here, right? Finish Rey because you're close to finishing Rey. You're already there. I would not do refreshes on your Executor if you're finding you're staying in that top 5. It won't pay out for you until people start to push ahead. You know, so just kind of keep getting your monthly shards for that. Finish up Rey. Kylo Ren, you're very close with the relics, and you're kind of waiting on ships, right? And working on Finalizer, I think, if I remember correctly. Just double check. Yeah, working on getting Finalizer. What I would probably say to do is once you get to the point that you're working on Finalizer, don't refresh the event. Let that happen naturally. Work on your CLS team as your concurrent farm. Okay, so work on your SOKR as your priority. But once you get to the point where you're waiting, start working on your CLS until you get Finalizer refreshed. One of the reasons I tell you not to refresh the Finalizer event is you're going to need a lot of Zetas. So getting him faster is not going to really help you significantly. Where you can start building some other teams. We kind of want to slow you down a little bit just because we want to avoid having to use Get 2 on Rebel Officer Leia. Right? But you're going to end up having to do that anyway, but the more of it we can avoid using, the better. Work on your CLS team because that's going to help you with your military might. Military might will get to CT3, and it's going to help you with Conquest. It's a really solid team. Now you've isolated like, hey, I'm going to be going into Proving Grounds, and I'm really nervous about that because of this, that, the other thing, and hard teams. The good news is when you do have SLKR, which is going to be a couple Proving Grounds away, like 2 maybe, he is very good at Proving Grounds. Sometimes he needs Thrawn in there, sometimes he needs other things in there, but SLKR performs very well in Proving Grounds. And there is a Trello board that the guilds use. It's on our Discord. I think I have it posted and pinned in the events area, GC and Journey events area for right now. Where people look up some of the best teams to be able to beat things on the easier side. JML is also very good at Proving Grounds, so that'll give you another option later on. I know I didn't say JML yet, But JML is going to really be the next thing that you want to go for. As a 3.7 million player, when you hit 4 billion and start doing hard conquest, you're going to find that you are hard gated without some really solid teams. And CLS is really great for that. JML is really great for that. SLKR is good, but he kind of eats the rest of his team, so a lot of the times you're going to end up with like 1-star victories unless you have very specific data discs. So really, you're in a pretty easy part of the game in terms of what you should be doing. I would definitely isolate Range Trooper as a very quick project right now. That's just super easy. Do it as 5 battles a day. Finish up your Ray. Do your SLKR, but slow farm the Finalizer. While you're slow farming the Finalizer, start doing your CLS. You're going to need that team. I don't know if they'll be finished before you're getting to SLKR. If they are, you can start doing your Sith Trio team. Prioritize SLKR once Finalizer is done to 5 stars. Once you're done with that, you need JML. You need to start going for JML. So you're going to be doing your Jedi Knight Luke, and Jedi Knight Luke is going to really help you with Ground War at CT3. Jedi Knight Luke's going to help you with that. JML will help you a little bit further with that if you're having trouble with it. At that point, I would 100% be going for Jabba right afterwards. That's going to give you your CT3 and Rebel Roundup. And then I would probably do Profundity right after that. Because we didn't get any news on a fleet and we got a ton of news, we're probably not going to see a new fleet for a pretty decent amount of time. But you are going to want to capitalize on getting to that next fleet sooner rather than later so that you can do as many of those shards for free as possible. This is going to probably take you, I'd say like 8 months, right? 8 to 12 months, somewhere in that time frame, depending on your spending levels. But once you're there, you're free. You're kind of at a point where I can say, hey, this is what I do. But you're free to say, you know what, I want to take this farm on instead because you've built out a lot of the ROI. I don't recommend GL Ahsoka Tano, but after Profundity, Leia might not be a bad idea for you because of all of the overlap between Jabba, between JML, between Profundity. So that I think is best practice for you. It's super easy. It's what I tell everybody to kind of do, except obviously for that Range Trooper in there and kind of working that CLS a little bit more in there. That should help you with everything that you want help with. Again, we want to avoid Rebel Officer Leia as get to farm as much as possible, but it is very likely that you're gonna have to do her as a get to farm at least part of the way. Any questions before we sign up for the day? Range Trooper really helps make that team go. Like really makes that team go. Especially at lower levels within the game. It really is a big thing for him. It really does help. I would highly recommend it. Let's see, while I'm waiting for that, is there anybody in the Star Wars community streaming right now? Other than me? No, just some strange flat earthers guy. Ooh, Discord. Now you help me with some memories. Dude, get some sleep, right? That's the way to do it. Get some sleep. And best of luck to you with that. And obviously you know where I am, and we're always here to help. What is this? A bunch of followers. Just want to check out this. No? Okay. Doesn't seem like there's anybody of any interest online right now to raid on Twitch. So guys, I do have work a little bit later today. I'll check everybody else out on Sunday for brunch. If you're looking for a roster review, there's no game stuff going on Sunday, so it's going to be basically all roster reviews all morning. So if you need one done, let me know, and have a great rest of your day.